Vincent, there is warmth on your skin, soft earth beneath you, cradling you in petals and roots. The scent of flowers is light on the air, a temperate breeze carrying it across your face and through every curl in your hair. You sit up to see a vast field of violet. Lilacs dancing in a sourceless wind, a pastel sea that extends far past the horizon. Your eyes turn up to painted, swirling clouds. Beauty untouched, save for two unsettling features. Tears in the sky. Two enormous gashes, as though someone took a knife to creation itself. And from those tears, leaking red. The sight of it is mesmerizing. Your body still heavy, as if you'd woken from a long and painful dream. It distracts you from the realization that you are not alone. There's a presence behind you that washes over you, making you feel so incredibly small. It's happened before when confronted with beings beyond your understanding. The mutated form of Tyron. The lord of the creatures that attacked you on your escape through the river Allura. Your body's natural reaction to power it can't understand. What do you do?
I don't turn around.
You freeze for a moment. You can hear light breaths behind you. Until finally the silence is broken. Vincent? Are you all right?
Is this a dream?
I'm afraid not. The voice is small, surprisingly. That of a child.
I turn around.
And as you do, your eyes confirm. Violet skin and long pointed ears, small amethyst horns that peek through ruffled hair. Couldn't be taller than 3 feet. They wear simple clothes, a poet shirt tucked into overalled trousers. And on their face you can see dried tears as they look at you with piercing purple eyes. A child.
What happened? Who? Where am I?
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. They smile at you. But I'm happy we can talk again. If that
You
means anything.
weren't like this before, though. What happened?
You remember dreams like this. The last time you saw this being was in a very hazy dream. One you experienced after another lapse, ending in the death of someone you carried a rage that was not your own for. And in that dream, they were
Not so small.
not so small. But now, this vision isn't hazy. And in front of you, they are as they are. I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain this. I didn't think this would happen. I didn't know that this could happen. Do you remember anything?
I mean... About what?
I suppose how you got here. Do you know what's happening outside?
We were in a tower, and we got to the top. And then he sort of looks like he's remembering all at once. She killed me, didn't she? I guess I'm not dead. Or maybe I am, I don't know.
The figure kind of nervously wrings their hands a bit.
I thought everything was gonna be fine. We were almost out. We were almost...
They kind of make their way towards you, extending a hand out, and then just kind of pulling it back as they look up at you. I have a gazebo down this way. Come, sit down. It's going to be okay.
How can you know that?
I don't. But I tell myself that, and I'll tell you that as much as I need to. So they look up at you with as much strength as they can muster.
I can't stay here.
I know. You have a lot of people to protect. let's talk. Give you some time to gather your thoughts.
He's sort of in a daze, and he'll just follow.
The child makes their way through the field, the violets parting with each step, so as not to be disturbed by any single one. As you make your way, dazed and stunned by the situation you're in, the immense weight of everything slowly compiling on your shoulders, their voice kind of breaks your concentration. They say, "Do you remember my name?"
If you are who I think you are, but...
They nod and kind of smile back, still wiping the dried tears off their cheeks.
Tueria.
Tueria. Exactly. I'm glad you remember my name.
Have we spoken like this before?
Not exactly like this. A bit more informal. A bit less solid. If that makes sense. We spoke in a very limited capacity and a limited time that we were afforded, but now we have some more time. Hey, on the bright side of things. We're coming up on it now, as you can see that you kind of crest over a hill. You can see that further down, surrounded by those lilacs, is a marble gazebo that just stands, the only structure that you've seen in this entire place.
Vincent is holding back because he doesn't want to yell at a child. But he's starting to get mad. Am I stuck here, then, with you? Is this where you've been?
You just kind of take a deep breath. Again, nervously run their thumbs over their hands. They nod. I'm sorry. I tried to stop it. I tried to prevent it, but I don't think you could hear me.
What? I haven't heard from you in who knows how long. It hasn't been reaching me, no.
I know. I don't know how it happened the first time. I've been trying, but the only times you can... The only times you can hear me are when I'm angry. I'm sorry. I can explain. We can sit. We can figure something out. Something. I'm sure of it.
I would like some explanations, yeah.
And explanations I can give. Hopefully. They continue down the hill, the flowers parting, creating a path for them down to the gazebo, where they bade you to take a seat.
I sit.
Scattered on the floor of the gazebo, you can see numerous glimmering jewels and little toys made from them, and a number of random knickknacks and items that look to be made from gems themselves, just scattered like children's toys. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess. I didn't expect guests. And they take a seat. Their feet don't fully touch the floor. They just kind of swing for a second. They keep their stance into themselves.
Is this some sort of ploy? Are you taking on this form to make me feel bad for you or something?
No, it's... This is my real form. And
do I believe that?
Yeah, make an insight check.
26.
26.
Yeah.
They seem to be telling the truth. They're not really... They weren't prepared for this, and it shows kind of on their face and how they move, but they really weren't. I am... It's probably not what you were expecting. But this is me. I have to say, I know it's hard because you've trusted and you were hurt by her. Like I was.
This whole time, I've been so angry with you. Because I thought you were the one responsible for everything that's happened to me, and now that she... I don't know who I should be mad at anymore. I've just ended up being mad at myself. And now I'm stuck here, and I don't know how to get out, and I don't know how to get you out, and I don't know if I get you out, I don't know if you're gonna just... I was taught not to trust.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I could feel how much you trusted her. I was screaming. I was screaming to the sky, hoping that those tears, that anything could be conveyed, that for once you could feel the anger that I felt, even though I promised to try and hold it in. You couldn't hear me. They sigh, and they're nervous, their arms just pushing into their legs as they are trying to think of the words to say anything. I need you to believe me when I say this. I understand how you felt. And I understand how much trust you put in her, and I understand how you must feel now, because it must be how I felt when this happened to me.
Did she also try to get on your good side? Or was it just fighting?
They nod. I thought she was my friend.
And how old were you?
I was caught around the age of... In your time, I was 7. And that was nearly 18 years ago. So I suppose I'd be 25 in your years.
Huh. I'm also 25. Of all of the texts that I've read of the Swords of Fortune. Of all of the accounts of their exploits and of this, of you, that always make you seem like some, well, you know.
I know.
Like you were some sort of threat to the prime material plane, and you can understand why I have a hard time believing what I'm seeing.
I know. Which is why, for the first time since I have the chance, of course, I don't want you to be in here, but I'm happy because I can explain. I can tell you what happened, and I can explain what I see. I don't want you to be caught off guard by this information, and I don't want you to... I have a long way to go, I know, before you can trust me.
We've got nothing better to do right now, so...
Ask me any question, and I will answer it to the best of my abilities, or I could just start from the beginning.
Why don't you just start from the beginning? And I'll save my questions for the end.
Okay. I'm from the Feywild. I am the child of an Archfey. I ran away at this point 20 years ago. I wanted to see the world beyond the veil, the world that had been so closed off to the Fae ever since the ferrymen stopped shepherding the bridge. I was good, though. It was unheard of to cross the veil alone, let alone at the age of 5. But I did it. And I traveled your world, seeing the sights and giving presents to whoever I met with the limited power that I was born with. And they kind of hold up their hand, and you see that from it a pile of glittering jewels just overflows out and then just clattered to the floor. I don't have any use for these things, honestly, but you and the people of the material plane seem to find them so beautiful, so valuable. So I made a lot of friends just by giving them out wherever I went. And eventually I decided to settle in a field like this. It reminded me of home. I missed it, but I didn't know if they would take me back. Fields like this, they feel like where I'm from. Flower fields on the material plane are planted by steps of the Fae and the Feywild. I spent 2 years of my life like this, traveling, meeting friends, coming home to my little gazebo. And I met a group of adventurers, they called themselves. They came to my field like others did before, seeking wealth to help them with their adventures, which I was happy to give. And they spent time with me. They told me stories. It's all I've... And I didn't realize how much I loved those stories. I loved hearing about adventures. And so I was happy to give them gems if they just talked to me. And then they asked me for things I couldn't give them. They wanted the powers that I had, my magic. They wanted to be able to use it for themselves. They told me about ways that I could transfer magical energy or rituals that they could do that would help them on their adventures and make them stronger, make it so that they could have more stories to tell me. I didn't know how to give that to them, and they stopped. They didn't show up for a long time, until one day they did, with a gift. A thank you for all my help, they said. It was a very pretty necklace. I didn't have any use for it, of course, but they were my friends. They picked it out for me. I remember she was the one who put it around my neck. And she was the one who pulled it off. And then it was cold. I remember laughter. I remember fog. I remember red. And then I was here. And I've been here. I've been here. Day in, day out. I don't get hungry. I don't grow thirsty. I don't age. I don't grow. I just stare into the sky. But I did feel something change one day. I closed my eyes and I saw someone else's life. I saw in hazy, hurried glimpses that came and went, but they weren't my sights. They weren't my experiences. And I thought that maybe I was just dreaming or hallucinating. But as time passed, I just felt a stronger connection. And then I started to... I knew there was someone on the other end of that. And soon I could feel what they were feeling. I began to understand them and understand that this connection, it had to do with me somehow. It would happen when I least expected it. Glimpses of the outside through the eyes of another. Through your eyes, I saw the world. But those days were so sad. I could feel it. And I realized that it was my fault. You would talk out loud to the amulet. When you would cry or feel lost, I felt it. And I knew it was because of me. If I had stayed and taken my place in my home, if I hadn't run from my responsibility, if I hadn't trusted them, I felt like I had I wish whatever curse this is would end with me. But one day you met people. Strange people who say strange words. But I could tell they were kind. Rough around the edges, and I didn't like the way that they talked to you sometimes, but they took care of you, and they protected you. And one day I realized, in moments, I could feel how they felt too. And that's when I began to trust them. Because at the core of things, in those little glimpses, they genuinely cared about you. And for a moment, though it wasn't mine, I lived in that emotion. It felt like they cared about me. It was nice. It made the days more bearable. Their face kind of drops for a moment. I thought that maybe life could go on like that. And though it wasn't great, though every day here was the same, I could close my eyes and I could be surrounded by people that cared about me. I could see a story unfold before me. But one day I saw through your eyes without having to close mine. And when I did, I saw one of them. After all these years, he'd grown old. But I couldn't forget his face. For nearly 18 years, I had the images of them burned in my mind. And I felt something. I felt heat in my face, my stomach drop. I was angry. I wanted revenge. I wanted nothing more than to scream outward at them and beg for a reason. And that's when it happened. That's when the sky first turned red. When the cold set in, I tried to hold my anger in to control it as best as I could, but I couldn't help but feel the pain boiling over. I watched the violets die around me, frostbitten and weak. And when the warmth and color returned, there was a gash in the sky. And when I closed my eyes, you were crying. Crying over the body of that who I so desperately hated.
What was left of the body?
What was left of it, yeah. Since then, I knew that it's bad. I shouldn't get angry. But every time that one of them would approach you, every time they would find you, I would feel it all over again. I couldn't control it. And I'm sorry. It hurt you. It hurt your friends. I made a promise with you in a dream. It feels like ages ago.
Didn't feel real.
It was very real to me. And though you may not realize, I made a promise with you again recently. A pinky promise. Smiles as he raises his hand. I wasn't going to hurt your friends. And I was going to try to hold my anger in as best as I could until you could help me. But when she arrived, their face just kind of drops. And they look onward, staring into the ground, and you watch the sky just tint slowly to red before reeled back into blue. I'm sorry. I thought that I held hope for her because she was always the nicest. When the others would tease me and they would be harsh with their words, she was always the one to comfort me. She would stay up and talk with me and continue to tell me stories far into the night. And I would tell her about my home. And she would ask with such care and attention that it sounded like she really wanted to know. And that's what made it hurt. That's why I couldn't accept it. The amulet. It was a gift from her. She was the one who convinced me to put it on. And before it happened, she said the same words to me that she said to you. That she meant everything she said.
Puts things into perspective, I guess.
I hope so. I've had a lot of time to think about what I would say to you if you ever, when I finally got out, how I would thank you. I just wish it wasn't like this. I tried, Vincent. I tried. I was angry. I could feel nothing but anger, but I knew it would get you and your friends hurt, so I tried to hold it in. But when you put that bracelet on, I felt something change. I could see, but there was no connection. I felt anger, but I knew you didn't feel it as well. For a moment, it made me happy that you wouldn't hurt someone because of me again.
Yeah, I thought it was too good to be true. Certainly worked.
They nod.
I do have questions, though.
Please. I'll answer them.
First of all, are you not an archfey? Are you... What would you describe yourself as?
I don't know. I would say that I'm a wanderer. I suppose there are other people that would call me an archfey, though that's a title that my parents held.
That's another question, is who are your parents?
It's been so long since I thought about them.
Do you remember them?
hazy. I remember how the memories I have from before the amulet was put on are all hazy.
Really?
There's a fog over them that I can't quite remove. I feel as though I can piece together things that have happened, and I know who I am to an extent, but faces, names,
So
they all get lost.
you don't know who your parents are then?
I know that they were important.
Hmm.
I know they were part of some big court.
Does the Amethyst Theater ring a bell at all to you?
They kind of hold their head for a moment. It's a name I recognize, a name I had heard before.
Do you think that could be connected to your family?
It would make sense. Perhaps. It sounds like a beautiful place.
Rosenoff made it seem like a den of vipers or something.
Oh.
Maybe there was more to it than you knew when you were 5.
Well, I suppose that's a lot of the world.
Yeah.
That's confusing, honestly.
A lot of things are.
If it's a den of vipers, then they should call it like
Vipers.
like the Viper Theater or something,
yeah,
right?
Like Theater of Vipers.
Theater of Viper. Yeah, that's much better. It seems a little bit more grandiose like that. The Theater of Vipers.
Yeah.
Amethyst Theater makes me think of nice.
Like it sounds good. It sounds nice.
But if it's mostly snakes, then I don't really want to go there.
Right.
And so I'd be really disappointed if I was going to go see. Anyways, I'm getting off topic.
Anyway, yeah. Interesting. I don't know if you knew this about me either, but I also have issues remembering things. So I thought it might be you who was doing that, but apparently not.
I think I know who's doing it. And I think you may know too. There was a voice that I heard, and every time it talked to you, I wanted to shout and scream at him, to tell him to stop, to be quiet. And I only got through once.
Do you know much about someone named Estera?
I know he doesn't like you.
No, he hates my guts.
And he certainly doesn't like me. When he wasn't mocking you, I would hear his voice sometimes as well. He would tell me how I couldn't stop anything that was coming. How a brat like me would be locked up here till the end of time. He'd talk about the story he was writing. And he said that the end was already written. And I hated him. I hate him! He kind of yells out. And he just kind of slams on the bench for a second, just like a small tantrum.
I hate him too.
I was happy when I could make him leave you alone. Once. I don't know how. But I did it. And so, maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's hope.
He's thinking, he's pondering. It's a lot to take in. a lot of things to process. He still doesn't know if he believes which side. I wonder why they did it then. Why they put you in here. If you were just a kid, you were harmless. I mean, what was the reason? What was the point? It just... I don't know. The way I see it, trust is really hard to give out, isn't it?
It is.
And when people break that trust, it makes you not want to do it again.
It does. I'm so sorry that you trusted so deeply. And you were punished for it.
Maybe... wild thought. Maybe it's not the fault of the person who trusted, you know?
You think so?
Maybe.
It seems so easy in hindsight. If I had just told them off, told them to go away, if I had not put on the amulet, if I had just been smarter, less trusting, you wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, well... if they hadn't hurt you, if they hadn't hurt me, if she didn't do what she did, then I wouldn't be here either, huh? Whose fault is it? I don't know. I had a friend recently tell me that, I carry too much guilt, you know. I don't know. Well, I guess that's all my questions.
You sit in the marble gazebo. The sound of wafting lilacs around you. What do we do now?
Well, I'm not staying in here. I can't stay here.
You have people to protect.
Yeah.
People that care for you.
So, I'm gonna find a way out. So, somehow. There's gotta be some way. If you can get in, you can get out. Right?
They look at you and they just kind of... very optimistic, I suppose.
I have, I can't afford to just sit here. I can't. I have to be optimistic, right?
Then I'll help. I've walked across these fields for a long time. Let's walk together. Maybe there's something I missed.
Sure.
Maybe, there's something that I'm too short to reach, like an invisible ladder or something that you'll bonk your head on.
He chuckles.
Let's walk.
Yeah, okay.
And so you do.
Vincent reaches down and puts his hand over his chest where the amulet used to sit, just to check for it.
There is no amulet there. But there is a small scar. Where it once was. Turia looks and kind of pulls the shirt and says, I have one of those too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. How long do you walk for?
Oh, I don't know. Probably a while. Just check out the whole landscape. For a bit, I'll go as far as I can reach me, as far as I can reach out to. And is it possible to cast? Can I try to cast in here? I don't have
you
components.
Can certainly try.
Actually, I used my 6th level slot. I was gonna use True Seeing, but I can't, so it's fine. I'll just...
You can certainly try. Make a perception check, sure.
I'll try to, look around. Perceive everything. And since... Oh my god, it's a natural 20.
Natural 20, holy shit.
Yeah.
You walk with Turia through the fields. He walks along with you, and he's got a bit more of a skip in his step. They actually do seem to be enjoying the company a little bit. I'll put this in there, but Turia, pronouns, they, he.
Okay.
And they ask you a lot of questions in return as you're walking. They ask about your friends. They ask about your adventures, the things they saw. They asked if they were real, if you really killed those monsters and were able to stand up to them. And every response to any story or any information that you give, no matter how like curt or short it is, it's like wide, starry eyes. He's kind of looking up and just like, wow, there's a lot about the world I don't know. But you see off in the distance, there's like rustling in the flowers. Something that is just worming its way through the fields.
Ready a stance.
You get into your fighting stance as...
I thought you said we were alone. I thought there was nobody else in here.
We are. I've never seen anything else in here. Asturia.
I don't have any weapons on me.
They take a stance and gems start producing from their hands and falling. And they're like, I can't stop making gems. As the piles of gems are falling to the floor. Something is in the field. Weaves its way through for it at you. And into your arms as a little white ferret wraps itself around your neck. Soup nuzzles against you as...
Oh no, Soup's stuck here too.
As Tourist... creature.
Oh no, this is mine. He's mine. Look.
What?
Soup. Soup, I didn't know you would be here.
Oh. It looks, the creature says, hello. The creature just kind of turns back a little bit.
He is behaved and trained, right, Soup?
Soup is trained to an extent, yes.
That's a comfort, at least.
Did they talk? Does it?
No.
A creature like this talk?
Can ferrets talk where you're from?
You see them kind of narrow their eyes and then just sort of say something in a tongue that you've never heard spoken, but you understand. It says, "Can you talk?" And there's a moment where the eyes kind of narrow from Soup as it looks back. It's like, of course I can talk.
Soup is... Oh my god.
As there's just sounds that come out that you understand.
Of course I can
Like
talk.
Armstrong from Of course I can talk.
My fucking ferret sounds like Alex Louis Armstrong, Christopher R. Sabat.
You hear your ferret speak words that are unfamiliar sounds, but are in your head sort of translated as. But I find it off-putting for a creature of my delicate nature to do, and so I mostly keep to myself.
What the fuck?
I think your friend can talk.
Soup, I'm so sorry I've never spoken to you before.
Look what you've done.
Oh my god.
You've given my master even more things on his mind. Soup looks towards you and just sort of nuzzles and is like, wait, can you understand me?
Apparently. Now I can.
And as you speak, you realize you are speaking in a tongue that you've never spoken before. It kind of sounds like Gaelic, if that makes sense in terms of the language. But you are speaking. Oh goodness. Well, this is awkward. I'm so sorry that you had to find out this way.
I'm learning a lot of new things today.
Well,
anyway, I don't know what to say to you. I mean,
well, now that you can hear me, first, allow me to introduce myself. I am Soup, the familiar of the...
Are you always going to talk like this?
Well, this is how I talk.
Okay.
How can I change my voice?
No, not like that. I mean, like, am I always going to understand you? Do you know? And I point to area.
I don't even know what this creature is. It looks like a snake with fur.
Yeah, it's accurate.
I am much more composed than a snake. Also, I possess all 4 walking limbs.
Okay, I feel like we've gotten off track here, Soup. Thank you for showing up. Sorry you're trapped
master.
here. What? Do you know how to get out of here?
Well, I'm not too sure myself, but I'm quite actually unfamiliar with where we are.
This feels like some sort of weird fever dream.
It is a dream come true for me, as now I can express my gratitude for all the food that you provide for me, as well as all the head scratches as well. But I'm failing you in this current moment. I know not of how to escape such a place. These fields are beautiful, but... Are you saying we are trapped?
It seems like it.
Surely there is simply a place. You would walk for months and then reach a place such as the city. Maybe there is a city. Or maybe there is a town. Or a nice bed. Or a house full of nice and crunchy breads.
Maybe. I mean...
I haven't seen anything of the sort, but maybe.
How far have you walked out?
A few days. Make an insight check.
Mm-hmm. What does that look? 15.
They're not very good at lying. I'll roll. Natural 1.
Damn.
They say a few days. They probably mean much, much longer. In fact, you can probably tell that they probably have walked this field over the past, 18 years?
Mm.
They could have been walking for at least one of those years, just trying to find a place, and an entire year walking back to the gazebo. There's just... Apparently... just the look in their eyes is one of trying to spare you bad news.
So no walking?
Are we good? Maybe there's a direction I haven't checked with the city and crunchy bread.
Something tells me that that's probably not going to be a thing. An option.
Disappointing, but I have survived worse conditions.
Have you ever gone up?
Up?
Mm.
No.
Ever figured out how to do that?
I can make gems as they kind of hold their hands up and more gems appear.
Seen the gems, yeah.
It's a lot of gems. I could possibly produce enough gems to climb a mountain of them and go up that way, but it would take a very long time and be very exhausting. You could throw me.
But then I'd have to make sure I catch you, and that's...
I can take it.
No, I don't... You know what, Soup? You are the only thing grounding me right now. So...
Death is a worthy outcome in service to my master.
I'm not gonna throw you.
I'm completely throwable. My body is aerodynamic. It's a straight line. Be like an arrow or a javelin or a spear.
I'm not gonna throw my ferret. We can find some other way. How?
Maybe I can fly too. I don't know how, but I can always try and find out.
You know what? You've given me an idea.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank goodness.
Hold on.
Thanks for my master.
Oh my god.
I'm eternally indebted.
My little guy. Hold on. I'm going to try something.
Sure.
If you will allow me. I'm going to try to cast.
Try and cast.
And I'm going to attempt to use polymorph on Soup to turn him into a big old bird.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I do that to a familiar, or should I?
You can do that for a familiar. I don't see why not.
It's a creature.
You pointing at Soup? Oh, is it the throwing time?
Not quite.
I'm ready.
Okay. Does anything happen? Oh my god.
There's a giant eagle. Drea looks...
I can cast in here. It worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
We can go up. Where are we going up?
I point. Those tears. There's got to be something to do with that, right?
Drea looks up at them, and you see, like, their face go like this pale violet. It's there. You want to go towards those?
Maybe. Just to look at them, check them out. Okay. Are they bad?
I don't know. I've never been close to them, but that's where the red comes from.
Right.
Okay.
But you've been stuck here for a long time, and you've not explored them yet, right? So maybe that's the key, and you've just been afraid of them for this long.
I've had no way to, so maybe.
We can at least try.
We can try. Let's go.
I'm gonna get on Soup the giant eagle's back.
Soup is ready at the moment.
At the very least, I would like to maybe like survey the land, like see how far everything goes out, you know? Get a good view of everything and see what happens when I get closer to the tears in the sky.
All right. The violets themselves are pushed back by the wind that Soup is producing with these massive wings, flowing out through this field like ripples in a lake as you are just propelled upward towards the sky. You begin to fly towards those tears that look just so, not impossibly high, as though they're just there, floating within midair. Almost as if this were some kind of dome. And you begin to fly towards them, and you see that from them oozes this kind of... these whispers. These red tendrils that just... like mist pouring outward. As you begin your approach, you begin to get closer and closer to them. You feel the temperature drop around you as you are approaching the entrance of whatever this tear is.
It's a little scary.
You see a multitude of tendrils making their way to attack you, Soup, and to Arian. What are you doing?
Attack?
Attack? Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw with, let me see, with Soup, I guess it would be. Dexterity save +3. +3 dexterity save here to dodge these tendrils.
I have a ring of evasion. Would that count for me? Or
That would count for you, but not for Soup.
+3. That would be a 16.
Soup begins to weave through the tendrils that are grabbing towards all of you. You can see hands of shadow and just red mist, just sort of.
This was a bad idea.
I am so scared. I am so terrified. As Soup as an eagle, if you could hear it, is going, I fly into death's face. As Soup is flying into this tear, you are dodging these tentacles left and right. One of them was going to try to get a hit on you here. Natural 20.
Jinkies. Am I at
This
4?
actually doesn't, but it's weird. I didn't.
Did you plan for combat in this session?
No, I didn't plan for
so
combat.
sorry.
I also don't know what happens here, as you're gonna get. Wait, actually, okay. Here's what happens.
Okay.
You're gonna take this damage, double the damage, straight up. 14 points of damage. You're at full health right now. You take 14 points of damage as a hand sort of grasps at you, and you can feel it move through your body and grab onto something as you feel like you
my God.
see like a silhouette of yourself being like pulled off of you.
My God.
As a piece is just like torn, and you feel like, oh, this very strange feeling. It's not like nervous system pain, like your brain sending you signals of like, this stings, this aches, this hurt a lot, like that knocked the wind out of you. This, you feel for a moment like your self go woozy, as you feel like you had a piece of your essence torn off of you.
Give that back!
Yeah,
Wait a second, give that back!
You are flying through, as all of a sudden around you, even though there's blue sky, the tendrils have expanded so much that the sky itself seems like red and stormy around you, surrounding, as that entrance has grown. Go ahead and give me another dexterity save.
Another 16.
Another 16. You'll give it another little.
If you got a natural 20, I'm gonna... Are you kidding me?
I did. I got
Haven't I
another
lost
natural
enough
20.
Christian?
I'm not trying to do this.
This is my own fault. I don't know what I'm yelling at you for.
It's less damage this time. It's 14 points of damage this time, as another hand grabs onto. Actually, no. I'll
That's
redirect.
The same amount of
Yeah. These hands of this red mist are pulling onto, and every time one just kind of like pushes past your physical form, you feel immense cold take your body, and then just pull out another, as if it's tearing at like something deep inside of you. But Soup is pushing onward and charging forward. If you could hear Soup, he would be yelling something like, "To the gates of hell! I will find the devil and choke him myself if it means my master escapes." And pushes through the tendrils, breaking. And you see around you crystalline red ice. A tunnel that conveys a much different feeling as you are surrounded by silence and the sound of just humming Rhett. Where are we?
Hell if I know.
Around you, you can see reflections. You see hundreds and hundreds of images. So many that it's hard to take them all in, but you see yourself. You see your friends. You see Remy, all reflected in the ruby red. You fly for some time.
It's just like a hall, right?
It's just this cavernous hall that just strangely symmetrical in its structure. A hall of ruby mirrors, I would say, like crystalline and carved.
Vincent's like, are you sure this isn't a dream? This feels...
Yeah, I don't dream much. If this is what dreams are like, I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. As Soup kind of is following your directions, is there anywhere you want to pull close to? Do you want to get closer to the walls? Do you want to try and see some of these images?
Yeah, I'll go close to the images. Just to see. Do they look like people in real time? Do they look like memories? Do they look like people I don't know?
They look like memories. They look like things that have happened in your life. You see days from you wandering the streets alone. You see your adventures in Siniath. Varying acts of both heroism and tragedy. You see the day that you struck down a member of the Swords of Fortune in an alleyway.
Painful memory.
You see it replayed over and over in just one pane of ruby. As you fly through, you see all these images collected, repeating. And as you get closer, you can even hear the sound of them. The highest highs and the lowest lows of your life on display. Until eventually, you reach an end. An end where the panes of ruby are blank. They show nothing. Except for one. You see Ladara, Azram, and Remy all stood in a hospital room. And you see anger and pain across their face. As you've arrived at the end of the scene, right before it replays, you see the scene change back. And as you watch it unfold, your heart drops at just how horrible it is. And the thought of what they will witness in that room. You have to get out of here.